JBNN will keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones, and in the news, fatal 3-vehicle crash in Portland. One person is dead and 2 others hospitalized following a 3-vehicle accident in Portland on Saturday morning involving a trailer, a pickup, and a minibus. The fatal accident was caught on CCTV. It is understood that the 3 vehicles were traveling easterly on the Spring Gardens main road towards Port Antonio when the trailer collided with the rear of the pickup before crashing into the minibus. The impact of the collisions resulted in the 3 vehicles careening off the roadway. 3 people sustained injuries in the accident and were taken to hospital, where one of the victims died. 2 men in custody in connection with death of 18-year-old Hanover woman. 2 men have been taken into police custody as the Hanover police launch an investigation into the death of 18-year-old Tisha Hall in the parish. The Hanover police say it is too early to say if charges will be preferred against any of the men in custody. The young woman who lives behind a 3-year-old child is from the Marchtown area of the parish. All decomposing body was found yesterday afternoon in a cane field covered with trash. Her mother reported her missing at the Green Island police station on Wednesday after she was not seen or heard from since Saturday. Man's body found in St. Ann. The body of a man was found by residents of Adnagrass in Discovery Bay, St. Ann on Saturday morning. He has been identified as Gary Gardner, a 38-year-old machine operator from the community. It was reported that about 9:30 a.m., residents discovered the body lying along the main road and summoned the police. On arrival of the lawmen, the body was seen lying on his back, clad in a blue jeans pants with a brown belt, red underpants, and no shirt. A cream-colored towel covered the upper part of his body, with what appeared to be a stabboon to the left upper shoulder. An eagle tattoo is in the center of his chest. Police processed the scene and removed the body to a hospital where it was pronounced dead. Investigations are ongoing. St. Catherine gangster gets 6 years in prison. Gangster Lisbeth Smith was yesterday sentenced to 6 years in prison. Smith last December pleaded guilty to being a member of a criminal gang and participating in a criminal gang. Sentencing was handed down in the St. Catherine Circuit Court by Justice Bertram Morrison, who noted that the 25-year-old benefited from his guilty plea. The charges against Smith stemmed from a 2018 investigation by detectives from the St. Catherine Police Division into the activities of the Sparta gang in Old Harbor. Mobile police charged St. Catherine man for possession of gun and ammunition. 27-year-old Akeem Reed of Big Lane, Central Village in St. Catherine, has been charged with possession of prohibited weapon and ammunition. He was charged following an incident in Rosie Lane, Kemshot, St. James on Thursday. The Montego Bay police say about 5:35 p.m., lawmen were patrolling the area and Reed ran upon seeing them. The lawmen went in pursuit of him and a magazine allegedly fell from his pocket. The police say was also seen throwing a gun, which was later retrieved. They said the gun was a Glock 19 pistol and the magazine contained 12 rounds of ammunition. Reed was taken into custody where he was charged. Fake gun seized in Halfway Tree traffic stop, man arrested. An imitation gun was seized by the police on Halfway Tree Road in St. Andrew on Friday night. The police report that about 8 p.m., lawmen were in the area when they saw a motorcyclist with a pillion aboard breaching the Road Traffic Act. The police team signaled the motorcyclist to stop. He complied. The pillion was seen placing an object in his waistband, according to the police. The police say he was accosted, searched, and an imitation gun was found in his possession. The man was subsequently taken into custody. Belize imposes stricter travel rules for Jamaicans. Haitians have lost their privilege to enter Belize visa-free, while Jamaicans must show proof that they have paid for their lodging before they enter the country, as part of new immigration protocols adopted today. The Belizean government announced the decision after Cabinet met earlier this week and discussed how nationals from both Caribbean community island nations are using Belize as a transit point for their attempts to cross into the United States illegally. After a thorough discussion on the increasing number of visitors who are using Belize as a transit country to reach the United States, Cabinet determined that Belize will evoke Article 226A of the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas, which allow for the Minister of Immigration to immediately impose the visa requirements for Haitians wishing to visit Belize and to require Jamaican nationals to provide evidence of fully paid non-refundable hotel reservations prior to boarding flights to Belize, the government said. Both Jamaica and Haiti are signatories to the CARICOM Single Market and Economy, which allows nationals of member countries to travel freely between states for business, cultural, and tourism purposes. A ministerial task force has been created to address rampant smuggling occurring across Belize. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Trade and Immigration will chair the task force, which will include the Minister of Home Affairs and New Growth Industries and the Minister of Tourism and Diaspora Relations. St. James teen charge over housebreaking. A 17-year-old boy from Mount Salem, St. James, has been charged in relation with a break-in at a house in the community of Westgate Hills. The teen was handed over to the police by his father and was later charged with housebreaking and larceny. The incident happened on Friday, November 25, 2022. Reports from the Montego Bay Police are that about 8:30 a.m., the caretaker of the premises went to make checks when he discovered that the house was broken into. The police were summoned and the scene was processed. Forensic evidence revealed that the teen was present at the house. On Tuesday, March 28, he was taken into custody and charged. His court date is being finalized. Farmers and fishers put Jamaica on top. In the face of incredible odds, Jamaican farmers and fishers have demonstrated a resilience and commitment in recent years that has made this country the envy of many other developed economies, according to Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries, Colonel Charles Jr. He told yesterday's launch of Farmers' Month at the ministry's playing field at Hope Gardens, St. Andrew, that record production in domestic crops were achieved, even as the world and Jamaica grappled with challenges such as the geopolitical fallout from the Ukraine-Russia war, COVID-19, and other external shocks, including extreme weather conditions. This has been a very outstanding year for us. Never before have we seen the kind of compound challenges that we went through in the last 2 to 3 years. We have gone through some serious times globally, not just Jamaica. But despite that, we stand resolute this morning with our farmers and fishers, the stalwarts, who held up the agriculture and fisheries industries, Charles Jr. declared. You have made it possible for our country to experience a robust recovery because the agriculture and fisheries sector contributed greatly to Jamaica being one of the only countries in the world that can say we are better off today after COVID based on our economy than we were right before COVID, he added. The minister explained that this was due in part to the fact that the ministry had been proactive in working with various stakeholders to secure food security, and this was reflected in the overall production of domestic crops, which in 2022 stood at 845,508 tons, a 9.9% increase in domestic crop production in the third quarter, compared to 770,456 tons in 2021. Remember now, this was in the hard times. This was not just something that happened coincidentally. It is the result of strategic, deliberate planning and execution, Charles Jr. explained. For Farmers' Month, which is April, the Agricultural Ministry will be hosting farmers' markets in all parishes, as well as collaborating with the Social Development Commission to organize some community farmers' markets as well. Chief Executive Officer, CEO of the Jamaica Agricultural Society, JAS, Christopher Emmanuel, commended the farmers for their increased production and productivity, despite the ongoing challenges of increased costs of inputs and supplies, unfavorable weather conditions, predatory larceny, lack of markets and limited access to affordable financing. He vowed to maintain advocacy for better conditions on their behalf. The JAS remains committed to protecting the interests of the nation's farmers, as we'll continue to lobby for access to the necessary resources and support as we seek to enhance the livelihood and financial viability of our farmers in their drive towards continuous sustainable agriculture, he said. Meanwhile, acting CEO of the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, Winston Simpson, said that the agency had engaged input suppliers and secured discounts of between 5 and 10% for farmers throughout the month of April. He said RADA will be used in the farmers' markets to help farmers move any excess produce on the market with a focus on onions, carrots, lettuce, and other vegetables. Simpson also gave a commitment that RADA's officers will be on the ground throughout the island as it ramps up service to its clients, with supermarkets, hotels, and other outlets being engaged to help take up any surplus. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.